what's interesting about Women X Meta is that that is our brand. Our brand is to try to onboard more women into Web3. But we thought very strongly about, or we thought about what our first collection would be. And we thought about what was interesting about women who get the job done is that they are often deemed as being too assertive, being too aggressive, being too ambitious. And we wanted to own that language. Like, what does it mean to be too aggressive or too ambitious? Because women get criticized for it, whereas men are hailed for their ambition. And we were able to sort of play a little bit around with what we thought terminology would be. And Bad Bitches came to us out of our love and admiration for our little COVID puppy, her name being Fonda. And I will let Kayla tell the story about how her name became Fonda. But she came to us probably through the darkest part of COVID, where everybody felt very isolated, very alone, wanting to care for something and have control over some aspect of life. Like, we were completely out of control. We didn't know what was going to happen next, where to turn. So we were able to adopt this really beautiful Blue Merle mini poodle during the dark days of COVID. And we needed something to love and to care for at that time because everything else in our world felt out of control. And when we found Fonda, which I'll let Kayla tell the story behind Fonda and her name, we knew she was perfect for us. She had the right level of energy. She had the right spunk. She was definitely a dog who knew who she was, because she was definitely going to get adopted. That it was no doubt in my mind when we saw her that she knew that we were taking her home. And we recognized a lot of her in ourselves, right? And what we felt like was who we were. And so we adopted Fonda. We brought her into the family as support for us, but I think we're learning that actually we're support for Fonda. Fonda makes sure that she is taken care of first, and then she gives us the love in return after we've done the things we needed to do for her. But we love her, no doubt, nevertheless. And so when we thought about the collection that we were going to put out, we said we wanted to be bad bitches, because what better example of a bad bitch than to have a little puppy who tells you what she wants in the world. So we brought that to life by hiring an artist. When we posted a call for a design person, we posted it up and we said, we are a female-led company, and we are looking for an artist who can bring NFTs to life for us, and sort of represent what Web3 is for women. And Sophia replied to us saying that she had never heard anybody sort of looking specifically to design for a women-led company NFT project, but she had been manifesting that in her own mind for some time. And we said, so my daughters basically said, if you don't reply to her first out of everybody who has replied, because by the way, we said we were a female-driven company and mostly men applied, which I thought was very interesting. I don't know if that, because if you think about it, there are a lot of female artists, a lot of female designers. So I found it interesting that a lot of men thought nothing of applying to a women-led project. And so good on them for doing so, but we found the right person because Sophia was fantastic. She embraced the mission. She understood the vision. She had already been manifesting something in her own mind about it. And she brought our vision of bad bitches to life through sketching and drawing Fonda. And the minute we saw the first draft, we were like, that's it, right? We knew that that was going to be our bad bitches. And I think it's disarming because most people would think bad bitch, it's probably going to be something edgy and, you know, off-putting. When you see Fonda, you're like, oh my God, she's the cutest thing ever. You know, in animated form, she is really adorable. So you almost can't not like her because she's like a great representation of all women. You know, we put traits on her that actually sort of represent what any woman and every woman does, no matter what her background is or what her industry is or what she does for a living. I mean, it's actually quite interesting how Sophia was able to take all of that and put it into this cute puppy form. So we were excited about who Fonda is in bad bitch form.